Hey guys, welcome to week 3. This is our video announcement, and so I wanted to just take a few minutes and talk to you about our assignments this week. You have your third discussion board, which I talked about in the review of last week's discussion board. So I think you guys will do a little better job with the research and analysis. And this week we start talking about the cognitive domain and instructional design, some topics that are near and dear to my heart. I really enjoy these topics. I really enjoy these the weeks and then hearing from you guys. I really like the process of instructional design with the Dick and Carey model. We should always be evaluating. We should always be seeing what works, what doesn't, what can we do better, etc. And so I really like this process. I like this week's material, and I think it's a paramount and fundamental to success in online education. All right, this week you have also the annotated bibliography. And so I have a paragraph here that I want you to read, and I want you to take it pretty seriously. What is the purpose of an annotated bibliography? A lot of people don't really think about that. It has nothing to do with you submitting something to me. This is not a paper. This is a researcher's tool. This is something you do for yourself. And so if you shortchange that, if you take shortcuts, etc., this is you going through 40, 50 articles that you found on the web at the library portal, and you're going through and you're weeding out 9 or 10 or 11 of them that you like, that you're like, I want to read these later, or I read them. And so I get asked the question all the time, can I copy and paste the abstract when I'm building my annotated bibliography? The true answer is yes, you can. Nobody's going to stop you because it's your notes. This is research for you. It's an organizational tool for you. So yes, having the abstract there is fine. The problem is that students will get into, they just put the abstract there and then just kind of walk away. They're like, oh, I'm done. You got your APA citation, you got your abstract, you're done. No. What you then have to do, and this is why we just say no to the abstracts, because we don't really care whether you can copy and paste an abstract. If I wanted a whole big paper of abstracts, I would do it myself. No, what we want is we want you to see you progressing in the topic. So the topic that you're thinking about doing, the topic that you're researching, we want to see you read the research, analyze it, and then write in a few sentences. Why is this research important to you? Okay? And so that way, when you're going back as a researcher and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, that's right. That's where that article was, or that's where that information was. Sometimes it's as simple as the dependent variable that they used, the test that they used, measured something that I'm interested in, and I had not been able to solve that particular piece of the puzzle. Yes, this is a great idea. Yes, this is a great training, but how do I measure its effect? And then you find an article that does do that. That may be the only thing you use from that article is how they use that variable. And so that's what we want to see. We want you to take the abstract, and yes, you can put it there. It's really a non-thing. But the quality of the article, the research that you're finding, and then your analysis of it and why it's important to your understanding of the topic, how it might be valuable to you as a research scientist. And so that's the purpose of the annotated bibliography. It's a research tool for the writer. And for script this week, we got commitment and work ethic is what we're talking about here in week 3. And I have a verse here. I got to look over at this screen to read it. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm, let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor is in the Lord is not in vain. One of the fundamental things when I was going through my doctoral program and when I would get really discouraged and really down, my wife would always keep that out in front of me, that we had been tasked to do this. However long it took, God would provide. He would give us a way. He would, if there was what seemed like insurmountable obstacles in front of us, we would pray that we would be able to find our way through it. Not that they would just take this stuff away. That doesn't happen. But that He would help us get through it. Help us. If I need to learn, if I need to get stronger, if I need to grow, then that will happen. And so my encouragement to you is to persevere, to stay the course. You were called to this. You were called to this, to learn and transform yourself and to grow your intellect, grow your understanding of His world. And it's part of our mandate in Genesis to lord over His creation. So I encourage you to stick with it. and to keep going and to just keep persevering. You guys have beautiful minds. I love, as a professor, I get to sit back and look into your brains and into your thought processes as you produce stuff for us as we go through this. And it's one of the great joys is just to see the uniqueness and the imagination and the diversity and all of those things as they take place. And it's an incredible thing, and I love it. So be encouraged. All right, that's it. You can stop watching now. Here's a few things that I'm adding in just from life around here. One of them is my Saturday morning Bible study, just a quick clip to show us at Chick-fil-A. And then I have the marching band playing Be Thou. One of my favorite things to do, and so it's a little bit longer. It's a couple minutes long, and but it's worth your time. It's worth your watch. So just life here at Liberty. Thank you.
Because I think that's when the moment clicked in Peter's head.